The adjudicators have now compiled their results, so I'd be grateful if I could have a representative of each of the bands from the championship section onto the stage to the chairs on the far side. Please don't be shy, but just come up and take a seat so that you're represented on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 3 representatives so far. I'm looking for another 7. I'd be grateful if I could have a representative of Bonaccord, of Mellington, Johnson, Kirkintilloch Kelvin, Newton Grange, Cooperation, and Kirkintilloch. We're still looking for representatives of Bonaccord Silver, Delmennington, Johnson, Kirkintilloch Kelvin, and Kirkintilloch bands. Well, the field is narrowing, ladies and gentlemen. I'd be grateful if I could have a representative of Bonaccord Silver, Delmennington, and Kirkintilloch to the stage. Please don't be shy. I'm still looking for a representative of Bonaccord Silver, Delmennington, and Kirkintilloch to the stage. That just leaves empty chairs for Dalmellington and Kirkintilloch. Now I have a representative for Kirkintilloch and Dalmellington to the stage.
I've got a feeling Dalmellington's away.
It could very well be, but I'll give them a chance.
This could be the Dalmellington, right?
We'll see.
Oh, you? This is Dalmellington.
You from Dalmellington? Very good. If you'd like to take one of the empty chairs. We just need one more from Kirkintilloch to fill the empty chair on the stage.
Here's one coming.
Oh, is that? Oh, right. We've got one, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the last man.
Right, are you Kirkintilloch man?
Very good. Thank you very much. Right. We have a full house, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Championship Section Awards ceremony. We're delighted to acknowledge once again the great help of the staff of the concert hall for their help in leading up to the championships and over the past couple of days. I'd also like to thank all the bands for their cooperation, and thanks go to the SBBA committee and the volunteers who've supported the bands all weekend, in front of house, on the stage, and behind the scenes. And now I'd like to welcome to the stage our two adjudicators for the championship section, Shona Wade and Sandy Smith. And now the President of the Scottish Brass Band Association, Kerry Boakes. And the Honorary Vice President of the Association, Peter Fraser. Now, before I ask anyone else to speak, the Association has a very pleasant duty to perform. I'm going to ask Peter to perform it, and it is the presentation of a Life Membership Medal to Christopher Griffin. May I ask Christopher Griffin to come to the stage, please. Christopher Griffin joined MacTaggart Scott's Works Band on trombone in 1969. And he sat in a section with his late father, Sidney Griffin, who's also a great trombone player and bandsman in his own right. So it's a great pleasure for the Scottish Brass Band Association to award Christopher Griffin life membership of the Scottish Brass Band Association. And before I ask our adjudicators to speak, I think it would be appropriate to ask the President to say a few parting words at the end of this championship. Kerry.
The shield's off, and I'll just leave it there. I'll be glad to see the back of this one. And maybe I won't. Forget it, it goes with everything else. Good evening, we have made it. 51 bands, countless amounts of players, family members, supporters, organisers, babysitters, bus drivers, etc., etc., etc. What a huge achievement. But in true Scottish Brass Band Association, the acronym TEAM rings true, because together everyone this weekend has indeed achieved more. Huge congratulations to every single one of you that have helped to make it this success. Please offer everyone at home and here a huge round of applause. We didn't know if we were going to get here, and I actually can't believe, as I've said in my programme, welcome and opening, 2 years ago I stood here and I remember saying, safe travels, I look forward to seeing you at a venue, an event soon, and then we were hit by the devastation of the virus. I'm not going to use any alternative term other than the virus. The virus has impacted our lives, not only physically and emotionally, mentally, but socially in so many ways. And I know it still continues to cause us so many hurdles and so many challenges. And just when we think the light is starting to appear, I know that things start to darken again. But again, as a team, and by staying connected with ourselves, our family, our band family that we have, we will get there. And I truly stand here today believing that 2022 will be brighter and will be better for us all. And the SABA have tried in many ways over the past year or so to stay connected. Digital means and virtual platforms have allowed us in small ways to keep connected with one another through Zoom, through virtual events, through online competitions and events. And to anyone that's been involved in keeping connected in these ways, can I thank you so much for that, for doing your part to help us to get back here today. It's not been ideal, I know, and there's nothing better than hearing the sound of live brass band music making, but it has helped us to return. And for any of you at home watching our live stream event, results or here, can I offer our thanks. How do we move forward then? Just want to make mention of a few events that we have planned for this year. And in a couple of weeks' time, the SABA will host a live version of the youth solo and ensemble finals in Glasgow Citadel Centre. We look forward to welcoming lots of excited young people to this event. And if you would like to find out more information about it and who will be performing and participating, please check out our social media pages in the following week and also our SABA website. The following day, what better way to celebrate Mother's Day than to listen to a virtual open solo competition. And here's my plug to anyone who hasn't entered, who's thinking of entering, who wants to, after today, keep connected and keep playing. We're still accepting entries, and if you would like to find out more about that on the 27th when we will broadcast it, please again check our website and our social media pages. What then do we look forward to? Well, SABA have been very, very lucky again to receive funding for the year for 9 education projects from the Scottish Government's Creative Scotland. One of those projects is something very close to my heart, our National Youth Brass Band of Scotland. And there's a really exciting year planned for all our young, passionate super brass and percussion stars. We have funding to host in Strathallan School in Perthshire, beautiful venue and lovely partners of ours, from the 11th to the 14th of March, our Easter course, which will be obviously face-to-face, and it's eligible to those who are 14 years and over. And if you wish to find out more about signing up for that, please again check out our SABA Facebook. And that band will then, I'm very proud to say, all of them, hopefully, and a couple more, represent Scotland on the 30th of April at the European Youth Brass Band Championships. We're very fortunate to have been invited to participate thanks to EBA and Brass Bands England, who are hosting the event in Birmingham Symphony Hall. And I look forward to personally being there for our young people to savour the experience of being part of a fantastic event, live music making at its premium best. And I look forward to celebrating and supporting and waving the psalter, as I do in true Scottish fashion, our Nibs and our cooperation band, who will also represent SABA at the event. My best wishes to them all, and please, if you can join them, I know hopefully someone will confirm, there are still tickets available. Check out the BBE and EBA website and you can get more information about there. It's going to be a super, super event to get us back where we need to be, live music making, brass band at its best. And then we go on after that, and I look forward to having our summer course for Nibs from the 31st of July to the 6th of August. And who knows what that will bring. And then we'll be back here in November for our Festival of Brass, the 12th of November, and then 2 weekends after for our Open and our Youth Championships. We're back. Please, as I told every single band in the third section yesterday, you've got to keep going forward. There will be hurdles. There's going to be more hurdles. Life is throwing hurdles at us and has this weekend. Every minute, there's always been something new, but keep going forward. My thanks to so many more people, and I'm not going to name any individual names because, as you know, I'm often good at forgetting them. Thanks to all of the hall staff at Perth Concert Hall for keeping us right, to our first-class adjudication team who are so supportive and really part of the SABA team, and I look forward to hearing from them very shortly. A massive thanks to the press support that SABA receives and their kindness, to our traders who are persistently with us and constantly supporting us at our live events, and a massive thank you to you. And if I've missed anyone, my apologies. Please remember, yesterday was yesterday, today is the present, and the future is what we need to look forward to. And also remember, we are all part of Team SABA. Please be positive, please get connected with us. Reach out if you need our support, because together, everyone truly does achieve more. Good luck to everyone, in my eyes, you're all winners. Please, safe travels, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you.
Well, as Carrie reminded us, it's been a difficult couple of years. So before we turn to the prizes, if you're able, would you please stand for a minute or two of quiet reflection for all those lost to banding during COVID, and also for all those killed, wounded, and suffering in the war conditions in Ukraine. please take your seats again. Thank you very much. Now, before I announce the results, I think it would be helpful to hear from our adjudicators. And I'd like to start by asking Shona, ladies first, to say what she heard of concert.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to be home. Great to be back in Scotland. Yeah, I always get a lovely warm welcome, and it's been no different this weekend. It's just been absolutely wonderful, so thank you. While I'm here, I also would just like to thank everybody at Saba for inviting myself, Sandy, John, anyone that was here this weekend. It's such, you probably hear this a lot, and the phrase gets overused a lot. It is such a huge honour to be chosen to be here and do this weekend, so thank you very much. While I'm talking about Sandy, legend horn player, one I grew up trying to be my whole life, and it's always a huge delight when I get to work with him. We've done it a few times now in the box, and we've been talking all afternoon on the same wavelength, on the same page all the way through. So, you know, thank you, Sandy, for being such a gentleman today, and a wealth of knowledge as well. So, to the piece. Contest music. What a test piece. What an actual test piece it has definitely been today. I hope you've enjoyed practicing it, playing it, but it certainly got everybody, didn't it, today? It's such a difficult piece to play. It's so transparent, and the amount of details, dynamic, contrast, fitting everything together. It's old school, and both Sandy and I have played this piece up to very, very high standards several times with various bands that we've played, so we know the piece inside out and upside down as well. I felt, I'm not going to keep you long, there's two things I want to focus on today. The thing I did feel that quite a few bands struggled with today was the third movement, and just getting everything, getting that clarity, that definition, the detail, the balance, and just general accuracy. There was quite a lot of that missing, I felt, and Sandy as well, when we were listening to that. It's so hard to play that kind of music, and you have to be able to hear all the other parts and fit them in. So that was quite, I found people struggled quite a bit with that, the bands today. And then I'm always, everyone who knows me, you know me, I like a bit of a melody, I like a slow movement, I like all that kind of stuff. So the second movement, what a challenge that is to play. Also, I said it yesterday, I say it every time I stand up and speak, those quiet dynamics, whether you're marked as a solo or you have a solo line or not, if it's marked piano or pianissimo, you need to challenge yourself to try and play that. I just want to keep saying it, and eventually people will actually hopefully hear and try and do it. One other thing in the second movement, when you are a soloist or a second horn player or a third cornet player, your part is so important. And in that second movement, you need to pass your part. You need to pass the musical baton from player to player. You can't just rely on your conductor to hope that you actually play that. You have to understand what is coming before you, what is coming after you, and actually fit in with those musical lines to complete the actual musical picture. And this piece was just the best test at doing that today. Saying that, some lovely playing from lots of areas, and it was just such a pleasure to be here and listen to this fantastic piece. And again, to be back in Scotland, listening to Scottish bands play this music was just such a privilege and an honour. Congratulations to everybody who's in the prizes, and I hope I see you again some other time. Well done, everybody, and thanks so much.
Thanks, Shona. First thing, I would just like to congratulate all the bands on the way they've had to sit on that stage today, a metre apart. This is the worst test piece for sitting a metre apart if you're a cornet player or a trombonist trying to get your section to play, or anybody really, but those particular sections in particular. it's hard. I really wouldn't fancy it much, so well done to everybody for coping with that situation. It's something that, I mean, to be honest, until I got back on the stage, I remembered that you'd all been sitting that far apart. When you're in the box, there's too many other things to consider, but it's a big factor. I've been saying to people for ages about this test piece. This was on in the sort of works of the music panel, and it was almost inevitably going to be chosen when Bob Childs and I joined the panel, and it was just a shoe-in after that, because the whole plan after COVID was to give bands test pieces that would get them back to the basics of playing. Now, this piece absolutely does it in spades. I've been telling people for months that for me there are two main things for players to worry about in this piece. One of them is that they, as individuals, need to be in as good a nick as possible to get their playing standards, so they are not going to be exposed in this very exposed music. They have to be able to step up and say, I can produce all my notes at whatever range I'm asked, high or low, whatever dynamic level I'm asked to do as well. So everybody in the band has got to step up. Nobody gets away with it. Everybody is exposed at some point. The other thing is that, and Shura touched on it, and we have talked about it at length, what I would call radar, in that means if I'm sat as a horn player, for example, in the middle of a band, I am taking over from maybe a cornet and I'm passing something on to a baritone player, or it works like that all around the band. And if you're used to playing test pieces where you're almost sort of isolated, you can play your own part, there's loads of busy stuff going on, you can get away with a bit. And then it's up to the conductor then just to sort of pull you into line. If you don't do this radar thing in contest music, what happens, because it's so fragmented in the way it's written, if you try and whistle it sat in the car, you'll find yourself whistling a bass part, then a cornet part, then on a trombone part, and then all within 3 or 4 bars. There are no big long melody lines that get passed round. I know the cornets have big long lines and things like that, but there are a lot of stuff that is fragmented stuff that gets passed around. Unless everybody is absolutely in tune with what's going on, then especially things like the first movement can sound totally disjointed. You think you're playing it, but in actual fact, none of it is gelling and none of it's matching up. One of the problems today was unforced errors, just little clips and slips and blips and scratches on notes and things. This piece is one of the hardest ever written, and it's still proving it. But the whole point of picking it was to give bands the chance to think about the fundamentals of their playing and get back to it. I think it's much harder than that Tale Is Yet Untold that was there a couple of years ago. That was a bit of a smoke and mirrors piece that was designed to impress on a first hearing at the European. This is proper music. It's a nightmare for the trombones, it's a nightmare for the cornets. One thing that was slightly disappointing was just the weight of the dynamics in some of the solos and some of the slow movement solos. Nobody took the opportunity to really draw the dynamic back and draw the listener in and play softly. Everything was pretty safe, which was a bit of a shame because there's obviously some good players on show, but there seems to be a tendency at the moment just to let's play safe and get the notes and that'll be enough. And it might be in an area contest, it won't be in a nationals contest. You have to do more than that. You can't play safe or you're not going to get the rewards. But there was some good playing today. It's just such a difficult piece. Nobody disgraced themselves. It wasn't a piece that was that sort of piece where there was technical stuff that was going to, potentially embarrass anyone. It's playable, but the fundamental thing about the piece is that you have got to be in absolute control of your instrument for this to gel and work as a performance from a full band. But it's been great to be back, listening again and adjudicating. Let's hopefully, if we're going to try and pick some really good test pieces from now on, so there won't be a let up in the standard, and that they're just as enjoyable as the 5 seem to have gone down this weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shona, and thank you, Sandy. May I just remind you that the adjudicator's remarks can be collected on stage, from the far side of the stage, and the full results will appear on the screen after the announcement. And the top 6 bands in this competition will receive an invitation to compete in the Scottish Open Brass Band Championships here at Perth on Saturday the 26th of November. So we'll start with the individual awards, and the first award is for the best percussion section, the Hugh Johnson Memorial Trophy, and that goes to Whitburn Band. That was a very good example. Please, individual winners, please come up the far stairs and collect the prize before you come to the centre, just the way that Whitburn did with the Hugh Johnson Trophy. So, now for the best bass section, the James Hillis Memorial Trophy goes to the Whitburn Band. Now, the award for the best bass soloist, the Angus Pearce Memorial Trophy, goes to Graham Fraser of the Whitburn Band. The John Campbell Award for the best trombone goes to Mark Boyd of Bunnacord. The Campbell Curly Wilson Memorial Trophy for the best euphonium goes to Chris Shanks of the Whitburn Band. The James Macmillan Medal for the Best Baritone goes to Carol Edney of the Cooperation Band. The Bram Thompson Medal for the Best Horn goes to Andrew Macmillan of the Whitburn Band. The Alec Chalmers Memorial Quaich for the Best Flugel goes to Lindsay Roxburgh of the Cooperation Band. The Terrace Medal for the Best Cornet goes to Chris Bradley of the Whitburn Band. And the Gavin Lindsay Quaich for the Best Soprano Cornet goes to Scott Forrest of the Whitburn Band. Well, that completes the individual awards. So now to the prizes. In third place, receiving the John Kirkwood Memorial Trophy and £75, with 189 points, is band, and I must say, it also wins the SBBA President's Trophy and an invitation to compete in the national finals at the, oh, I beg your pardon, I'm so sorry, I'm reading the wrong. Please, as you were. But receiving the John Kirkwood Memorial Trophy and £75 with 189 points is band number 1, the Cooperation Band. So now, in second place, winning £100, the SBBA President's Trophy and an invitation to compete at the national finals at the Royal Albert Hall in London on the 15th of October, with 190 points, is band number 7, Bonaccord Silver. And Scottish champions for 2022, winning the Hannaford Jubilee Trophy and £200, the James P. Abbott Memorial Trophy, a medal for each member of the band and the winner's banner, plus the Walter Hargreaves Trophy for the winning conductor, an invitation to compete in the national finals at the Royal Albert Hall in London on the 15th of October, and an invitation to represent Scotland at the European Brass Band Championships in 2023 at Malmo in Sweden, with 192 points, is band number 6, Whitburn. And after the presentation is over, could I suggest that the members of the winning band come up to the platform for photographs? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings the 2022 Scottish Championships to a close. You've been a marvellous audience, and remember next year's Scottish Championships will be held here on the 11th and 12th of March, and of course later this year, on Saturday the 19th of November, there'll be